time when the world's going crazy, we all need to hear it the most, and every man does deserve an ovation. Today we'll be talking about a fragrance from the house of Sean Crenshaw. The fragrance is Ovation. Stay tuned. What's going on, everybody? My name is Joshua, and this is our channel, ScentSense. To all the loyal subscribers who watch my videos week in and week out, to you fine folks, wherever you may be, hopefully safe and hopefully secure, thank you so much. And to all you new people who are checking out the channel for the very first time, maybe you're kind of stuck at home and don't have a whole lot of options. I promise you, post social distancing and government lockdown, you'll still like the channel. I hope you do. Let me know. Today we'll be talking about a fragrance that comes from the brand of Sean Crenshaw. The fragrance is called Ovation. To some of you, this may not be a new brand, and to some of you, this may not be a new fragrance, but in all actuality, the first fragrance that was released a while back, maybe a couple years ago, that fragrance is actually no longer created or no longer made, that formulation. There is a new version, a new formulation under the same name, Ovation. Before we jump into the current and new formulation, we've got to pay homage to the fragrance that made it happen and brought us to where we are today and brought the brand to where it is today. This was the original formulation right here. The original formulation, in my opinion, kind of followed the same line as what you would get from YSL's Alone. It opened with bergamot and aqua notes, had a mid of patchouli and lemon, and a base of cashmere wood. Super ultra simplistic, but right to the point. This fragrance is a much fresher version of the newer fragrance. This one you're gonna get a blast of the bergamot, the C notes, and the lemon right away, and that patchouli and the cashmere wood give it a solid, creamy, super awesome base. In my opinion, which is kind of cool, this is gonna be more of a daytime fragrance. This is more of a, cool guy during the day, white t-shirt kind of fragrance, but I still really like this one. As you can see, fellas, I've used quite a bit of the juice in this bottle. I definitely wear this one. Even though it was sent to me for review, it's still one that I love and cherish deeply. But with every new chapter, you gotta close the old chapter to move forward. And today we'll be talking about the newest formulation, the new guy on the block, the sexier, nighttime, La Nuit, if you will, fragrance, Ovation for men. This version of Ovation is a much more seductive, more gentlemanly, more date night, more close encounters. Let's snuggle. I met you at the club, you smelled me from across the bar, and you're ready to get to know me. I want to get to know you too. Before we get into exactly how I feel about this fragrance, let's talk about the notes. Notes for this fragrance open up with bergamot and aqua, just like the original, but also we get a little bit of that smooth, slightly powdery cardamom. In the mid, you're gonna get leather, amber, and tobacco. And rounding out the base, you're gonna get oak moss, vanilla, and vetiver. So if I were to describe this fragrance about just how I think of it when I smell it, right out the gates, what I could compare it to, I would say that this is a cross-pollination, a blend, if you will, of YSL's La Nuit Alone and Dolce & Gabbana's The One. This gets the sexiness from both of those fragrances. Both of those are perfect fragrances for date nights. Both of those are perfect for dressing up, dressing like a gentleman. I'm not sure if you've checked out Sean Crenshaw's Instagram, but you would understand completely why I feel like this vibe is quintessential to what this fragrance is and quintessential to who he is as a creator. Let's check out that atomizer. As you can see, it produces quite a cloud. So this is the kind of fragrance you're gonna spray a little bit closer to yourself, or if you wanna look like you're real bougie, you're gonna spray it and walk into it. That's not the most effective way to apply fragrances. I'll be completely honest with you. Just spray it on. Right out of the opening, you're going to smell something reminiscent of the original, the aqua and the bergamot, but the cardamom is very, very present and gives it this powdery, subdued, romantic kind of vibe. Quickly, what I like to call sex notes come up to the front: the leather, the amber, the tobacco, the masculine, the raw masculine notes that give you a suave, debonair kind of gentleman feel. Those notes meld really, really well with those top notes of the aqua and the bergamot, and definitely really, really well with the cardamom. As this fragrance starts to dry down, you get to those base notes, and the vanilla kind of jumps up ahead of the race. It kind of jumps right into there with those other sexy notes. The cardamom with the amber, the tobacco, you get the vanilla in there. Those notes all together, they're very reminiscent of vibes you get from other fragrances. You know what I'm talking about. Those fragrance notes are put in those fragrances meant to be ultra masculine, but ultra sexy. And then of course, you're gonna get that oak moss and vetiver, and these notes are meant to just give it a solid base, something to stick to your skin, something for the rest of those notes to sit on top of, and give you something I like to call a base, something to start off with, something to actually end with, and to hold everything together. Think of it as the bottom Jenga blocks. When it comes to this fragrance, I think this is something you can wear for most occasions, but I definitely think the perfect occasion for this is suit and tie, button-up shirt, dress slacks, nice pair of boots. Maybe you could wear this with a button-down shirt, a nice pair of chinos, and some chukka boots. This is meant to be worn if you really want to feel important and put together, and you want to put off an air of confidence. This is not meant to be some super ultra people-pleasing fragrance, and what I mean by that is it's not dosed with heavy doses of ambroxan. This is not a blue craze fragrance. This is a gentlemanly fragrance with a contemporary feel and style, and when someone who's really sure about themselves wears this fragrance, it comes off, as I said before, ultra sexy. If you don't believe me, go check out Ovation for Men, their Instagram channel, and also Sean Crenshaw's, and you will see the responses that some of these women give him off the cuff about this fragrance. And some of these women are older, some of them are younger, and it all kind of sounds the same. When it comes to scent profile, and what I mean by that, projection, longevity, sillage, everything in this fragrance ticks those boxes. This fragrance tends to last very, very long, but also doesn't push out 1.5 miles, but enough for people to notice you, but not enough to choke out a room. It's got a great, great scent bubble. The lasting power on this, I would say, is somewhere between 6 to 7 hours, maybe even closer to 8. This takes what the one from Dolce & Gabbana lacks with, which is longevity, and gives it a dose of it in this fragrance. I really think the oak moss tends to push this fragrance out and gives it a longevity that is not normally smelled or lasting with these sexier or date night fragrances. A lot of these tend to lack in the longevity department. Let's hope you don't lack in that, gentlemen. When it comes to sillage, this is going to leave a smell trail. People are going to smell you when you walk away. It's going to evoke a response of, what was that? Did you smell that? Overall, I think this fragrance is definitely a great addition to your fragrance wardrobe. I definitely would buy this. I know this was sent to me for review. Cue the cheesy car thing at the end of a commercial where it's like textile and license, you know, that thing. I could do that if you want, but at the end of the day, let's just cut to the chase. This was sent to me for review. I didn't pay for it. And if you're asking me if I would buy it, if I had to buy it again and I wasn't given the opportunity to have this for free, easily I would have bought this fragrance and I would easily buy it again. Listen, I'm not going to tell you that you should buy this or you should just jump on the bandwagon. But at the end of the day, if you're asking my recommendation, if you're looking for something that's sexy, if you're looking for something that's meant to be worn at night, that's meant to be worn on a date, maybe you're tired of the same old Dolce & Gabbana, the ones, the Lana Wheat, the Lomes, those kind of fragrances, this will definitely get that job done, and you will smell different than everybody else in the room. This is a great alternative to those other boozy, sexy, alluring, slightly sweet fragrances. This is something you should definitely add to your wardrobe if you're looking for that. Again, I'd like to thank the kind folks at Ovation for Men, Mr. Sean Crenshaw and his crew, for sending this fragrance to me and letting me give my thoughts to you on this. I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description below of where you can buy this fragrance, where you can get your hands on this fragrance. Again, this is a really cool brand with a really cool story. They're trying to make the modern man who's African American feel like they have a place in the world of fashion. Often disenfranchised in many, many occasions, African American men tend to have this feeling of wanting to feel like something belongs to them. And at the end of the day, everyone does. And I think that Sean did his job of saying, here we are, here's our brand, and this belongs to you. Having said that, if you're of the Caucasian persuasion, you should go check it out anyway. Right, that about does it for me. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. If you made it to this point in the video, that means you've paid attention the entire time. So that means you should subscribe. While you're clicking that subscribe button, why don't you click the notification bell? That way when my videos come out, you will be the first to know. All right, people, as always, and most importantly, I'll smell each and every one of you later. Peace.